Alright guys, what's going on? So for Christmas, well, first of all, I hope you guys all had a good Christmas. And for Christmas, my aunt actually gifted me a short throw shifter.
Which is this one right here.
As Luis has. And which is pretty cool because my stock shifter is still the stock S13 SR Trans stock shifter.
Which is
garbage. Yeah, it has a long throw, a lot of play, and I've heard that short throw shifters, well, most of them at least, clean up a lot of the play. Even though that's not what they're intended to do, they're just intended to make your throw shorter. So yeah, I want to see what's up with that. I mean, it should be really easy install, maybe 30 minutes or so. Pretty simple, right? I mean,
we're gonna try to give you like a step-by-step or like a mostly step-by-step video of how to do it on your S13. I don't know if does it go with
it's the same thing with the S14 too. It's pretty much exactly the same. If you have a K24 SR, S13 SR, pretty sure it's all the same thing.
So let's go ahead and see if we can install this in less than what? In less than an hour.
Less than an hour. Probably,
in less than an hour.
Probably 30 minutes though, because the longest part is just taking out the two front bolts, which are these, because they're all the way inside and they're under the, like, I guess the sheet metal where the trans goes. So it's kind of hard to get to those two bolts. But I mean, other than that, it's pretty simple. You just take it off and put it back on. That's it. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Alright, so for this install, it's pretty much just any simple tools. You're going to be needing a ratchet head. This one is going to be a quarter ratchet. And then you're going to need an extension for sure to get all the bolts. What is this? A 12, doesn't focus. A 12 millimeter socket, a 10 millimeter socket, focus, and this is a 12 wrench to get the ones all the way in the front. But if you have a ratcheting one, or if you don't have one, go ahead and pick yourself one from Home Depot or Lowe's or any hardware store, because you're definitely going to be needing this to make it quicker and just easier in general. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all you need to make this install. Alright, so first things first is to remove everything around your shifter like area, and he has a bunch of stuff on it. So
wow, a bunch. Two things. I have my garage opener and my $1.64 cup holder
from O'Reilly's.
Yep,
O'Reilly sponsored.
So you don't have to take off your bezel, but I mean, I take it off. This little trimmer on the radio, so it's pretty janky, pretty ghetto, whatever. I'm gonna just put that outside somewhere. So like on the, that thing's a piece of shit.
Right,
anyway,
perfect.
I think you should take this off because it'd make it a lot easier, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws on your shifter boot. You don't have to take it off, but I mean, I would, so I'm gonna do it. I think I have 2 screws. Like, this thing is literally not even like, check this out. I think there's literally 1 screw holding it in.
That's an S13 for you.
Yeah, well, not really. That's a modified S13.
Modified? Look at this. Like, it's just coming off. Oh.
Sick. well, I mean, I guess that screw wasn't doing its job. Holy crap, this thing's
What
heavy.
screw was in there? There was literally no screw in there.
But it's not there.
Okay.
So, hey, it's a quick release center console thing.
You guys want a quick release center console? Hit me up.
Hit me up. $5. I got you. Alright, so.
Yeah, you can see here all the 4, well, yeah, they're bolts.
I'm pretty sure
they're
10
bolts.
millimeter screws.
They go all around the shifter, they just hold it in place. So you get a 10 millimeter socket and a ratchet wrench, or whatever you guys call it, wherever you guys are.
Sorry, take these off real quick. And I've done this, like, the only reason, and anybody can figure out how to do it, it's really easy. But the only reason, like, I've done this before is because the last time I swapped out my trans fluid, I had to take off the shifter boot, and just the shifter, and fill up the tranny from here, because I think the fill hole was stripped or something like that, and I didn't have the little pump with the, what is it called?
The nozzle. I think it's like a 2-way pump or something.
Yeah, it's like the pump with the hose, so that you can squeeze it and it fills up. Yeah, like, and because I couldn't just drop in the fluid since it's on the side, so that's why I had to do this before. And it's really simple. It doesn't take that long. I think the longest thing that slows you down is just the screws and stuff. They do take a while to take out. They're freaking from 1991. Okay, now that all the bolts are loosened or they're taken out, you got to undo your shifter. Just twist to the left, real simple. I got the Nismo shifter here. It's really simple to take off. Do that, and then you take off this little grommet type thing. I guess that's what it's called. Put that off to the side.
Let me see it.
I don't even know what this is. It's just, I guess, to keep the knob in place from sliding lower. And then just take off your boot. Real nice and so okay. It's torn. Typical S13. Not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
And then, so as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see with the light, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 in the front, as you saw earlier with the actual short throw shifter. You're just taking off the plate and the shifter. So all the bolts are in the same spot and everything. Now we just got to take off the, I believe, 12 millimeter bolts.
Alright, so now you get your 12 millimeter socket with a ratchet or whatever, and then remove those in there.
So it's gonna be, this is gonna take the most out of your time, to be honest. As you can see, this is all greasy and gross.
So after you're done getting all those 4 out, you have to go in and get the front ones.
2.
So you guys probably can't see, but they're, oh, you can see one right there.
Right there. So let's try and get that one. It's gonna be a challenge. So
just got the last bolt out of the front 2. So now it's just pretty much you just pick it up and it should come out.
Pulling it right up out.
There it is.
And then to hold, this stinks. And then to put the new one in, it's pretty much the reversal of taking this one out.
Pretty much the concept of it is that it brings the pivot point up. Over here, it's like around here, and over here is, you can just tell by this little thing right here, or whatever it's called. This one's definitely longer, so it moves the pivot point a little bit higher in comparison to the stock one. Yeah, let's go see this one. This one you can just tell.
And also,
look at this.
This one's a lot notchier.
Look at this.
Yeah, and you can't do that with this one. It's a lot notchier, so it's gonna clean up a lot of the slop when you install it.
Let's go to the trash can real quick and throw this out. Free shifter right there, S13. I'll put the address in the link below. I'll put the address in the description below so you can come pick it up for free.
For free.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the shifter, the little fisheye thing on it so it's easier. A good thing to do to change if you're doing the shifter install is to change your gasket. This one right here. This one's okay, but we don't have another one, so we're just gonna keep this old one on. So next thing is to put the shifter in.
So we're gonna put this one in. This is probably gonna take a couple tries because it's gonna be really tight to get it into the the shifting, the gear selector, whatever it's called.
The hardest part was to get the actual pin that goes into the tranny. That was the hardest part. It took the longest. But now it's just about aligning all the bolts, like this one right here, and all 6 bolts, and getting them.
Best thing to do is put it in neutral so you can line up all the bolts.
Alright, so we finally got all the bolts in. They're not tight, but they're all in. Now it took us like 15 minutes to put them all in.
It took us 15 minutes to do the 2 front ones. Yeah, these 4 are super easy, but the 2 front ones it takes so damn long to put in. But yeah, we finally got it. So now we're just gonna tighten them. Since we already have a gasket, we don't have to wait for it to, like, gasket maker to dry up or anything.
Yeah, now it's just a matter of tightening it. Alright, so we just finished putting all the bolts in. The 2 front ones were the hardest ones to get, so that took a while.
Really long.
But now they're all torqued down to spec.
So after that,
you just put on your shifter
boot and your 4 10mm nuts, or I mean bolts here, and put on your shift knob, and you're good to go. I need a little grommet here too. That.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple install, but it just takes a long. Well, it took us about maybe 45 minutes to an hour, but it was actually pretty simple.
It's really simple. The longest thing. The thing that takes long is those 2 front bolts, man. They just take so long.
That's if you don't have a ratcheting 12mm. So
even then,
if you're gonna do it, go to Home Depot or Lowe's and pick yourself up a 12mm ratcheting wrench. And if you don't want it anymore, then you just go ahead and return it. That tool is gonna make it so much easier for you to install this for sure. Yep. So now we're just gonna finish up putting all the bolts in and everything, and the center console, and we're gonna go for a test drive. Alright, you guys probably can't see, but we just finished putting everything back on. Got the center console, the little piece that goes around everything, and now we're just gonna go drive it around, see if we can. If you can. Oh, there we go.
Is it better? Yeah. So the throws are so short, it's ridiculous. Look at that. That's 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. They're so close together. Like. They're not very, like, this is as much play as you get. So it stiffens up all the play you have when having it in neutral or just in gear. Like, that's not really any slop at all. So you don't have to get like the springs that go on the side of the trans to stiffen them up. So you can just run a short shifter, not have to worry about that. So it's pretty helpful, I would say. So that's pretty cool. So let's go test it out.
All right, so after a quick drive, what do you think about it?
It's so short, and it feels good though because it's like notchy and tight, and the shifter feels great. So I don't know. This feels a lot better though than stock for sure. Like this car should have came stock with like a short shifter or something if it's supposed to be a sports car. But yeah, it feels so much better though. Like the throws, ridiculously short. I almost got confused from, you know, like second and fourth and stuff. So, but no, it's good though. So once I get used to it, it should be great. But I mean, I already love it now. So.
Alright guys, so that's it for this tutorial. It was a pretty easy one. Took just a couple tools that a lot of people might have laying around, or if not, they're easy to acquire at any like home improvement store or whatever, like Home Depot or Lowe's. But yeah, if you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe, and just keep updated on the videos. And if you're new, make sure you check out the old videos that we made. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and see you on the next one.